So hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today in this video we are going to talk about the intent in Android Studio. So let's jump back into our Android Studio. This is our previous code. Let me review it. So basically intent is nothing but it is a way to jump from one activity to another activity, or in simple words we can say we can go from one activity to another activity, or we can perform some specific task, that is our uh, going out from our application onto other apps or other websites. So in Android Studio there are two types of intent. First is implicit and second is explicit. So implicit is nothing but it is the external intent. So from your application you traverse to another link or a specific URI or to another application, and explicit intent is nothing but traversing in your application, like going from one activity to another activity. So as you might know, in every application from the basic, that is a login and register screen, when you click on register it will go on register screen, so that is nothing but explicit intent. And in some applications there are buttons or there are links, from which when you click on that it will go through your Chrome browser or another browser to open that link. Or sometimes there are some options like settings, when you click on it it will open your phone settings, like so. It is nothing but implicit intent. So we are going to perform both the intents. So to perform the intent we will perform it on our on click method. So to use the on click method we require one button. So I'm simply giving match parent and wrap content. I've been given my ID, that is submit, and giving a name, or you can say text, that is click me. It is not needed to create a button. We can directly call the intent when the activity is created, but for our understanding purpose we are going through the button click. So what we'll do, we will do two buttons. So here we can simply, rather than click me, we can say implicit intent, and then we will copy the button code and paste it. Then we'll change the name also, implicit and explicit, and here we go, explicit. Okay, intent. So okay, I messed up with the spelling, ignore it. Okay, so there are two buttons. That I will zoom. Okay, implicit intent and explicit intent. So what we're gonna do, when we click on the implicit button we will go through a website. Let's suppose we will go to YouTube, and when we click on explicit intent we will go to another activity that is named as second activity. Okay, so let's start with the implicit intent. Let me go to main activity, declare my buttons, button implicit comma explicit, then we will find our id. Implicit equals to find view by id, r dot id dot implicit, and then for explicit we will find also id explicit. And what we're gonna do next is, so firstly we will perform implicit and then we will perform explicit. So simply while calling the on click we simply write a one method, that is set on click listener in the parentheses or in the brackets new view dot on click listener. I already explained what that does. So inside on the click method, now we are going to write our intent code. So basically for intent purpose, like all others, syntax, so basically write intent, the name of your intent, that is intent equals to new intent. Okay, so while doing the implicit intent, you need to pass the default value that is available in inside Android Studio, that is provided by intent, so that it can identify it is implicit intent. And while processing the explicit intent, you need to pass the current activity and the second activity. So in the simple words, we can simply say, for using the implicit intent, we need to pass the specific default parameter, and for the explicit intent, we need to pass the activities. So here I am going to pass intent dot action view. So these are some of the parameters. These are having different kind of uses. So here for our purpose, so we are using the different URI, or you can say the explicit or external URI. So that's why we are going to use action view. So then we need also use one method for specifying our URL. So then the intent will know to go through that URL. So intent dot set data, and inside that URI dot parse. So what does this method do? So URI is nothing but it is used to locate the URL, and parse is nothing but passing the URL to the particular intent. So now consider we will go to browser and type https and copy this link. Okay, remember one thing, you need the whole URL, that is from the http part. If you write the only www.youtube.com or simply youtube.com, it will not go to the URL, it will show some error. So then there is a method to start the intent. So the method is nothing but start activity, and you have to pass the name of your intent or object of your intent. So let's try running this implicit intent. You will get a little bit confusion between implicit and explicit as all we go, but with the time goes, you can easily be able to find out what is the difference. So okay, so let's try implicit intent. Yeah, so it's opening the YouTube app. Not now. Okay, never mind. So our implicit intent is run successfully. So what happened here? Because it's in Android device, so it will open our app. Let's try to open a website. So I will try Wikipedia, then Control C, then close it, and simply clear it from here, paste it, save, and then run. Let's try it will open the Wikipedia or not. As you can see, it will open in the browser, that is main page of Wikipedia. So in this way you can implement the implicit intent. So now for the next part, we need another activity, that is our, for explicit intent, as I already told you, we need another activity. So how to create a new activity? So you can click anywhere. For my specific purpose, I am clicking on the Java folder and inside my package where my main activity resides. So right click on it, click on new, and from below you can find the activity. So in this activity section, you can find the empty activity folder, or you can find the empty activity and then name your activity and click on finish. So it will take some time to sync our project. So it will create a Java file as well as XML file. You can create the separate files, but it is the easiest way to create the activity. So that's why. Okay. the activity is created. So now what we're gonna do, we will simply change the layout to the linear layout, add the orientation that is vertical, and we will add one text view, match parent wrap content, and we will set a text called second activity. Okay, we will save the code and then we will jump back to our main activity, that is our first activity. So now we need to also implement the on click for the another button, that is explicit dot set on click listener, new view dot set on click listener, and then we have to create the same intent object like it intent equals to new intent. Now here you need to pass the current activity. So with the help of this you can pass, or you can pass get application context. It depends on you what you can pass. Both this or get application context can work. And then the second parameter is the name of the second activity. So name of my second activity is main activity 2 dot class. So remember here you need to pass the class extension. Okay, so it says this will not work because we are inside the button, or we are inside this on click method, that's why this is not working. So we can simply pass get application context, the error is removed. And then with the help of our activity, that is start activity intent. Okay, so we will test our app, terminate the app, and then it will execute. Okay, and when we click on explicit intent, yes, you can see it will goes to the second activity and says labeled as second activity. And when we press back, it will come to our first activity. So in this way you can implement the explicit intent. So now here you can see both the intents are working fine. As you can see, implicit will go to the outer section, and let me run it again, and explicit will go to the inside your application, that is second activity, or what you want to do. You can do a form over here, or whatever your application is going to do, so you can do it here. Okay, so this is nothing but the implicit and explicit intent, and that's it for this video. Hope you like this video, and thanks for watching.